Tobacco's been fermenting for about 4 weeks. I get it ready in the morning and it's fermenting for about 12 hours. And then at night I lay it out. I shake them out and I let them sit out overnight, and then I get back to it in the morning. So it's 12 on, 12 off. I know some people let it keep going constantly. They usually keep the temperature between 122 and maybe about 128. I know that's good to help not inhibit mold growth, because I'm pretty sure mold can't grow at temperatures above 122. Any higher than about 128 or so, 130, you can wind up scorching the tobacco. But I'll show you the setup I got in a minute. I kind of wet these down a little bit a couple hours ago. I'm going to go ahead and wet them down a little bit more. I got a towel that I already pre-moistened here with distilled water. I wrap them in that. I usually go ahead and I'll stack them. I'll put them on the chair over here. I'll get this other towel laid out. I got some, this is all going to be used for cigars. Right now I purchase, I get leaf from Leaf Only. I roll cigars using that. This is all, some Criollo, Corojo, Criollo, Habano, and there's some Connecticut broadleaf. I only have room for about 8 plants this year. It's my first year growing it. Some people may say, why bother? Well, I bother because I enjoy doing it, whether it's one plant or 10 acres worth of plants. I enjoy doing it, so I wanted to give it a try. Anyway, so I'll just take them. I'm moistening them down a little. I don't have to do these too much because I already did them. I don't want to make them too wet. This is all distilled water. And then I just go ahead and pile them. What's this right here? This is some Corojo. Some of these I dated. Well, some I started earlier than others. This is the Corojo Ligero. I don't know if you can see what that looks like. Some of the leaf is in better shape than others. Some not in such great shape, but it is what it is. You can just use that for filler. A lot of this is, like I said, pretty moist already. Plus the towel's moist. So I just go ahead and stack them. And I got the Govee over here. I'll lay that in the middle so I know what the temperature and humidity. Not really worried. I don't really worry about humidity too much. It usually goes from 80% to about 85%. But the way I do, I got a little cooler over here with it's actually a bread mat, a bread heating mat that's used for when they do bulk fermentation for sourdough bread and proofing it and whatnot. The heat mat actually goes to 140, but I don't set it that high. I used to wrap the tobacco. I used to bundle the tobacco and then wrap the heat mat around it and put it in there, and that would keep the temperature. It's gotten to about 130, 132, but I find that I really don't have to do that. I kind of just lay the mat in there now with a grate and then put the tobacco on top of the grate on the heat mat. And it usually stays maybe around between 110 and 115. And I do that because, like I said, if I had it constantly going, I don't like keeping it plugged in at night. If I had it constantly going, I would do that and wrap the mat around it so that I could get the temperatures would stay above 122. But I'm taking it out at night. I'm shaking it out. I'm letting it sit. Touch wood, no, there's still no problems with mold or anything like that. So that's how I've been doing it, even if I got to ferment it a little bit longer, because you got to figure in the factories, once the piles or the pilones get to about 108, 110 degrees, they're rotating them. They don't really let them get any higher than that. So I know they ferment for a couple years or whatever the case. But like I said, even if I got to let this go longer, it's not a problem. Now it's funny because the ones that I started about 4 weeks ago, they have a smell of, they kind of have like a raisin type of a smell to it. And then the ones that I started on September 1st, they kind of like a sweet pretzel smell to it almost, or like a honey wheat bread or something. So they kind of go through different stages of smelling. They pretty much already passed. I didn't the ammonia stage where they had like a funky smell to them. So that's pretty much gone. Like I said, I got the Govee there in the center. Here's some broadleaf here. The leaves are a little longer, you can see. I didn't have, I had a more broadleaf, but I had problems with the curing. Some of it dried green before it got to fully cure. Like I said, it's my first year doing it. So as you can see, I got everything tagged. And I basically just go ahead and wrap it now. Push it down a little. And we just roll it. I usually try to get it as tight as possible. Even if I got to push it down a little, you don't got to worry about crushing the leaves or anything because they're pretty supple and moist at this point. Fold that over. Let's go ahead and roll it up. All right, now let's open up the cooler. I'll bring you over here and show you. It's just a standard Coleman cooler. I got a little computer fan at the bottom there. All right, let's bring this over. It's a standard cooler. I got the heat mat at the bottom there with a grate, the little mini fan. Right now I got it set to 136, the heat mat, and then if I'll check this in a couple hours, like I said, it usually stays between, just say 108, 110, 112, give or take. But that's basically it. Put this in here. That goes on top of the grate. Close it up, and it'll stay like that till about maybe 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock tonight. There's a good seal on it. I actually took off the. I was thinking I was going to have to run wires through it, so I went ahead and took off the spout, the drain, or the what do you call it, whatever you call it when you drain the water, the thingamajigger. But anyway, yeah, to cover that up, put some foil in there, put some putty over it, and I got this on a stand, so it's hard to show you. Here we go. So I had to go ahead and put some putty over there. I didn't even have to do that. I was thinking I was going to have to run the heater wire through and the other wire, but the one wire wouldn't have fit through there anyway with the plug on the other end. So, but like I said, I just got the wires running out the side, and there's still it still seals up. So, and like I said, this has been working out pretty good, and that's about it. That's how I ferment the tobacco.